VARIVM.
Hello and welcome to Football Twaddle. Yash and Baru, what's up?
Hey
man.
All right, Baru, you don't have to be pretend sad. We know you were just playing some random game. I don't even know what was the game you were playing.
I was playing Among Us to distract myself from the fact that Liverpool are catching up with us.
Wait, we'll get to that. Oh God, don't give away the punchline of this podcast in the beginning only. And also we have a guest, our good friend, and I am assuming a fellow Arsenal sufferer. Tej, what's up, man?
what's up?
All right. Well, Baru, he's excited. He doesn't care for the catching up and everything.
Yeah, man, I'm just happy that there's football.
Oh God, this guy is just happy at mundane things. Gaadi chal rahi hai, khush hai. All right, before we get on to the handball rule controversy, let's just talk about this whole Liverpool beating Arsenal. And before we get the Arsenal fans, Yash, what's going on, dude? Are Liverpool and Everton going to fight for the title this season?
It will be a lot of fun. For United fans, we don't hate Everton as much, but well, Everton have always flattered to deceive. Let's hope this is the year
that they finish first.
Yes.
All right. So, Baru, what is this catching up you're talking about?
So it's the head-to-head score of Liverpool and Arsenal in 2020. So Arsenal was 2 ahead out of, I think, 2 games played. So it was 100%
win record.
Win rate. And 2 games, 1 trophy, so to speak.
Oh God, can you move a little faster?
But because it's called the Charity Shield, it should be 1.5 trophy because, you are, the more you give, the more you get or something. I don't know. Figure that out later. But yeah, they're actually catching up with Arsenal and it's 2-1 right now. And this Thursday, Friday, I think it's going to become 2-2 when we face them off again in the League Cup.
Oh shit, I forgot that. So Tej, what went wrong yesterday, man? Poor thing. I thought Arteta had a plan. He was the genius who knew how to do attacking football, everything. Kya hua yesterday?
Counter-attack.
Oh, sorry.
Liverpool is, by a very large margin, the best team in England right now, right? So, Arsenal being in the current condition, which is the whole process of coming back to what it used to be, time तो लगेगा और कल तो पूरा मतलब वही हुआ ना कि Arteta का plan पर execution में आगे लेनी और थोड़ा team का gelling नहीं हुआ. That is what will take time because
Achha. Yes, question related to that. How do we decide which manager has a plan and which manager is just winging it when they lose games?
Did they file it with their idea returns or something in the starting of the year?
No, I think the best thing to do is have a Twitter poll about it.
Do you think Solskjaer has a plan or he's been winging it for 2 years now?
Look, Solskjaer clearly has a plan. Just play the fast players up there and defend in numbers. That's his plan, clearly.
Man, we'll come to United when we do, but I have so much to talk about. Martial not scoring goals and just taking up a spot in my FPL team. Didn't you recommend him or something in the first week, Saru?
I did, and then someone said no. So you should listen to the entire podcast and not just what I say. All right.
I just saw what InShots told me.
Tej, why is Lacazette missing easy chances?
Lacazette, I swear to God, yesterday was such a frustrating day, man. The first goal was the Lucas goal of his life, I feel, and the one-on-one with Edison was so juvenile. Such a juvenile finish that I can't imagine he did that.
Yeah, Alisson was way off his line. Laka, I think he tried to go towards his right a little too soon when the keeper hadn't even committed or anything. So it was
continue.
Yeah, it was all a matter of just Alisson covering that angle a little by shifting one step to his left, and he's like, "Kahan ja raha hai, bhai?"
That was so stupid.
And you could see Lacazette that just halfway into that move, he realized it's not going to happen. So he just shot half a step into it and he shoots. So he messed up so bad. And
But also credit to Allison. Like when he did go move to the left, he did not fall. He stood up straight. So that did cut down an angle to a large extent, and that kind of anticipation is pretty good on a scale.
yeah, like you have this, and then you have Rashford, the kind of sidestepping goal that he scored took his time. But yeah, Lacazette is just not there yet, I guess. Even Aubameyang, after cutting in, towards the end of the game, he cuts into the box, and
I
he
saw
tried
that.
laying it off to Nketiah instead of just taking a shot for himself.
I get so confused between NKT and Ansu Fati. It's just like weird.
Yeah, a similarity in
Yeah.
their game.
There are only final two things on this game. Yes. Did you see the referee feel really sad when Lacazette tried to score and Alisson saved it?
Yeah. It was one of those football funny moments, dude. But maybe the ref wanted a rest, so he was disappointed. Arey, abhi wapas bhagna padega all the way back because Liverpool are obviously going to counter.
Yeah,
Is that why he ignored the Diego Jota handball? He's like, "Chhod yaar, abhi I don't want to."
The game's over anyway. Why create more controversy?
Referee has given up. The VAR referees have given up. I mean, at what stage does it go to VAR? Like, how did United get VAR after the 90 minutes were done?
Oh wait,
we don't get it during.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So that was
also have to get to the Mane shove at the start of the match.
Dude, get to it right now.
Didn't Gibbs get a red card for something similar, like pushing and?
Yeah, I was wrapped up in Tierney's face, and I don't know how does the referee sitting up at VAR just look at it and ठीक है yellow ये और कुछ नहीं है ऐसा मतलब how do they go like that?
There's no consistency in this thing, man. I mean,
I know.
He's celebrating. I mean, he's getting upset about Lacazette missing. He's giving a yellow card and whatnot. Like, you can't even decide, is he against Arsenal or is he with them?
He's supposed to be neutral, no? A ref. Why should he be against Arsenal or with Arsenal?
Oh, but you're supposed to be neutral by giving the right decisions, not going both the ways.
So, what he's saying is at least be consistently biased. What is this nonsense?
Okay, the last thing about this game. Yes, did you see? Do you think Willian is happy being in Arsenal, or do you think he wanted to go back to Chelsea? At one point yesterday, it looked like, yaar, if I had to do he's like, why couldn't I just go to Chelsea and do this?
Yeah, I think the goal against Robertson, the one that Robertson scored, he was supposed to be Willian's man, but Willian was just chilling, doing nothing over there.
Willian has just signed and must have got his first paycheck. No, he's very complacent now. He'll be able to wait for his contract to run down and stuff.
Yeah, the Brazilian Ozil.
Wow.
All right.
Brazil.
Oh God! Fine. Let's get to this handball controversies, which is happening all over. Yes. Do you have any insight on why is this happening? Why are they giving all these handballs?
Well, to put it very briefly, the letter of the law as it exists right now is biased towards the attacking players in the sense of the ball hitting their hands. That's why whether it's Kai Havertz or Diego Jota, the refs have ignored it.
Have ignored it.
Yeah, it's because see the rule right now states that VAR sort of intercedes when it's like a serious mistake by the ref. So according to letter of the law, if the ball touches an attacking player's hand in the opposition box, it's a free kick to the defensive team, and VAR is not supposed to give free kicks. So it does not make that correction for the referees. Unless the ball touches an offensive player's hands and goes into the goal. Unless that is the last touch, or you literally change the direction of the ball, like what Henry did against Ireland when that whole thing had happened. I think that is sort of the degree. That is the. It's only then will VAR intercede.
So here's the thing, right? All these managers, players, and everyone, they said you need to have consistency in decision making. And right? So the decision making body said we can't decide for the intent. So any handball, right, above the shoulder or whatever is a handball. Okay. But they also said, so wait, let me just read this rule. They also said that the handball law does clarify that if the ball is touching the arm or hand, and it is punishable because it makes the body unnaturally bigger. Or if the arm or hand is above or beyond shoulder level, it should be up to the referee to judge it. So they are still, according to the VAR law as well, they're still leaving it up to the referee to look at the video and then judge it for himself. So where is the confusion? Why are they giving random handballs or not giving?
Well, it's a big cluster. But my understanding is just this, that it's two different laws. It's the handball law and the VAR law. And that is leaving like a gray area, which is causing all these problems.
So,
even if it's a handball, doesn't it count as a foul, right, in a lead up to a goal?
But if it's handball, if you're like only 1 yard away from someone and it hits your hand, like how are you going to judge if it is actually like...
No, so I'm talking specifically about the Diego Jota goal.
Right. God, you're obsessed with that.
No, that is, at least it's not a gray area goal, right? It's very clear that it wasn't a deflection from nearby. I think that is what happened with Tottenham. With Havertz. No, with Tottenham, right?
With Tottenham was a penalty that was given. Now, if you're talking about a handball not given, then Havertz would be a better example to compare.
Yeah, so the problem was that on the weekend they gave penalties to Tottenham and Crystal Palace. I mean, at least I thought both of them were like really harsh, and there were enough penalties not given. One of the things, Tej, is that, I mean, talking of the law is all fine, but do you think Bruno Fernandes will be the top scorer in the league this year?
Yeah, I mean, if they are giving penalties left and right, he's a clinical penalty taker. I think he should have had a clause in his contract. यार इतना penalties करूँगा तो और पैसा मिलेगा, तो he would have earned more than anybody in this league right now.
Saru, didn't you share a graphic that said like predicted penalties for this year or something?
Yeah, I read that somewhere.
And do we have a metric that says what percentage of total penalties United had last year?
It is half of their net spend.
So do I think that settles it then.
Yeah, so Yash, you must be really happy with this law. Bruno will score he'll get the golden shoe, golden boot, golden glove, everything, all the goldens with like 61 goals this season.
No, but I don't think it will translate to the team, no, because given how United defenders defend, they'll concede equal amount of penalties.
We're talking about personal awards, no? That's
okay. Yeah.
We're winning the league.
We never said United's going to win anything. All we are talking about is Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno should be happy, no doubt. There's no question about it.
So for Bruno, when they give him the golden boot, he'll actually have the penalty spot patch along with that golden.
Yeah, fair enough.
Tej, do you think this whole new VAR ruling about handball is killing the game, as Carragher calls it?
I think, I read somewhere on Twitter that, this ruling or the way that it is being interpreted by the referees, tomorrow we should expect all the players who are playing, all 22 players or 20 outfielders who have small hands like T-Rexes, so that they will not stop the ball in any way. A hand is a physical thing which cannot be removed from the body of a player, and you cannot just every single time give a penalty or take a handball if it touches it or it's not in a intentional way. So the intent is a very important part of the whole conversation, I feel.
I think they should have a personalized natural form for every player that says how do those players usually run or move. And if there is a difference in shadow or something, I don't know. Silhouette, sorry, not shadow, silhouette.
Dude,
then
that way they should just make Kepa a defender with Chelsea. उसका हाथ तो कोई use ही नहीं है. वो वैसे ही गोल देता है.
Crouch had a really point of view on this, that he's glad he's not playing right now. Otherwise, he would be giving away penalties all the time.
Who
Peter
Crouch.
Oh, poor guy, man. But Peter Crouch's sense of humor is amazing. I've grown much more.
Yeah.
He's such a likable chap. He was ruined for the one he was in India.
Another thing I think is that FA or the whole the association is just looking for new controversies to make sure people are talking about it. Last year was the offside rule, which was the biggest cluster, and now this year it's the handball rule. It's just they're creating shit to make sure that people keep on talking about it on Twitter and relevant rahe apan.
See, yes, I'm telling you, everyone is Ed Woodward in their heart. They just want social media impressions.
So wait, hasn't FA heard about Riya Chakravarti or something yet?
Abe, her name is Chakravarti. Chakravarti kaun hai?
What did I say? Okay,
Anyway.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, I think what we should take a break right now, or wait, before the break. Let's actually talk about something that's actually killing the game as we know it.
Right.
Yes, there'll be no national league, there'll be no football league, there'll probably be no league two. Like after the government said that no crowd is going to come till like March, or they said 21-22 season also, right? And so where will all the players go? Like the game, there'll be no game left other than like 20 clubs.
Yeah, it's pretty sad, but if I have to play the devil's advocate, the English Premier League is a relic of a time when there was no television. That's why there are so many clubs, and I mean, who knows? I mean, what good is it actually? I mean, very very few players actually rise up from non-league to play in the Premier League. So, from the perspective of the National League, it's not that important for England. I mean, even if you look at the countries that do well, France has won the World Cup. Have you heard of Ligue 3 or whatever it is? Right? So, I don't know. Maybe, and end of the day, they are business entities. So, in a sort of a capitalist free market, these businesses should be allowed to go bust and allow for new clubs to come up, right? Because I think the amateur clubs and the very small clubs which are actually close to their communities, which are really low down in the pyramid, I don't think they're going to suffer that much because they don't need a lot of money. It's actually the clubs maybe in the conference.
So I'll give you an example. Leyton Orient, they just had their match cancelled with Tottenham. So they basically need $2 million to survive, right? £2 million pounds. And the match with Tottenham would have given them 150 or 200,000 pounds. And they're like, oh God, even this money is important. So them just conceding that game just cost them like 10% of their annual budget, sort of a thing.
Yeah, it's hard times for all businesses. We know that. And football is a business at the end of the day. So when it comes to giving them money from the very top, from the Premier League, I mean, I wouldn't be against one-time donation from the EFL to the rest of these clubs, but it's really not their responsibility to take care of those down below.
Oh my God, man. So cold-hearted he is. So Baru, given what Yash said, how much does it actually cost for us to buy a club in England? Like,
See, if
me and Yash put in some money together.
If you find the right club, you can buy like a club for like £1. So I've heard back in 2003.
Yeah, like Chelsea was.
अबे उसके साथ 40 million debt भी आएगा ना.
But at least we'll get the club first, no?
And then what do you do? And then
we'll take another loan to pay that loan, and then like the Glazers will make the club sweat up for the other loan.
Yeah, then we'll securitize it and sell it as
bonds,
bag swaps or something. I don't know.
Oh man, but can we actually seriously find out if there's a club available for like £2,000 or something? Even £10,000, I'm sure we can manage a consortium of friends.
See, I'm sure if we can buy a club for like £1 and take whatever debt we have, we can sell it to a brand if it's in the, we'll just rename the entire club to whatever you want.
Coco Fly Arena.
Sure.
Yeah, I think I read something like that about on Twitter where a brand who could not afford to get on FIFA bought a small time club and made sure that the branding was there on the t-shirt. And then, sorry?
Burger King.
Yeah, Burger King. Yeah, they bought the English, which I don't remember which club though.
They gave t-shirt sponsorship to, I think, Scunthorpe or someone. I don't know.
Yeah,
and then they ended up whatever this. What was it?
Social media campaign on that. They ran a social media campaign on that wherein they made people buy Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe in their teams and make tournaments of that, and that really worked for them.
Stevenage.
Stevenage, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jamie Vardy's club, no?
Was it?
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, that's so cool. So what we've learned from the first half of the show is Yash is heartless.
Yep.
Tej is on Twitter all the time. He's reading something somewhere on Twitter. And
Yes, definitely.
Saru is wondering about Arsenal 2 and Liverpool 1 in some magical score here. All right, let's take a break. And after the break, let's actually talk about so many goals being scored in the Premier League. And when will Pep Guardiola be fired? So stay tuned to Football Twaddle.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another awesome week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Intel, for supporting us. First, right off the bat, want to congratulate Ashton Doctor on celebrating the 300th episode of The Habit Coach. It's a great show. If you haven't been listening to it, listen to it now. And if you listen to it, you can almost go for an entire year with an episode a day. It's really fun. Do definitely check that out. We had Siddharth Roy Kapoor on Gauri Devi Dayal's This Round's on Me. Great conversation over there. Arjun Koladi, the head of sales for Spotify in India, was on Advertising is Dead. Do check that out. Really fun show. Sonali Gupta has been on the network a number of times, was on Uncle Please Sit this week, and she had a great conversation with Joel and Tushar. On Cyrus Says, we had Sumit Basu, the author, fantasy author, one of my favorites. Definitely do check that out. It was Utsav Memorial Week this week on the IVM Network. He was on Cyrus Says Cock and Bull on Thursday. He was on Litnama and, of course, his own podcast, Postcards from Nowhere. Do check that out. And one last note before we go. IVM Likes is back, and we've been doing a bunch of interesting conversations about different pop culture things that you might want to check out during the pandemic. Do give it a listen. I'm sure you'll enjoy that. And with that, let me get you back to your show.
All right. Welcome back to Football Twaddle. Baru, Yash, and our guest Tej are here. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
What's up?
All right. Okay. All right. Yes, let's get to this. Manchester United. Transfer shambles or a transfer genius?
I think transfer genius. I mean, by delaying the the Sancho deal for like 8 weeks, he's saved 2 million on his salary. So fantastic.
Dude, I
Is
don't
someone tracking the difference in exchange rates between pounds and euros in that period?
I wish I was that smart. So no.
No, you wish you had that much
This
time.
is
You
Yeah.
have-
Woodward is
Man, so tell me this. How does news go from like who's that guy from Porto you guys are trying to buy? Alex Telles.
Tell us.
Yeah, so in the night before I sleep, I said, Telles incoming. Like he's discussing final terms. And next
Right.
morning I read, there's a massive difference in the valuation of it. Then in the night again, Telles has agreed personal terms, just negotiation with Porto. Next day, transfer shambles. What is this yo-yo nature? Why can't they just buy players? Or like as Tej alluded some time ago, like Premier League wants like clickbaits and things like that. You think that's what all Woodward cares for?
Yeah, dude. I think he's whatever. He has like a separate assistant there to send out these weird rumors. Dude. Not even weird, specific rumors. Like they inform these people on YouTube or wherever that Woodward seems happy today. Maybe the player's coming in. The next day is like, though he seems sad, he's not coming in. And it's, what can we say?
I want to interject right now. I am reading on Twitter right now. Sky Sports News: Borussia Dortmund have rejected a bid from Manchester United for Jadon Sancho worth 100 million.
Oh.
Didn't they bid 105 like a month ago? So they bid a lower.
Oh,
number
dude,
this time.
it was 90 or 85. They're just inching towards the final total.
So this is 80 plus 20. 80 plus 20 add-on.
Yeah.
I hope both clubs have like functional fax machines because I don't want a fax machine to destroy this deal when they finally agree to it.
Yeah.
No, but Woodward and all are still kids. Like how Wenger had put in a bid for Suarez was the most legendary thing to do ever. 50 million plus £1.
Oh yeah, at least Manchester United are professional that way. They're like, look, we can pay 80, so this is what we are going to pay. They're not doing this £1 cent. But Baru, this happens. This is happening with Manchester United outgoing also. The news day before yesterday was Dan James is running towards Leeds, right? And the news yesterday was he actually didn't start running, and today is like he's staying put because Leeds doesn't want him. So why is even transfer outgoing such a problem for that club? Given that you're from Arsenal and you guys don't get any deal done, do you know why this happens to the club?
Well, we started it off pretty well. I mean, we got one guy coming in from France and wherever Gabriel came in from. But yeah, it's all about egos and the whole financial situation nowadays. Clubs are still, going with the valuations that they had for their players at the end of last season. But with not last season, also like early last year, but with the coronavirus and everything coming in, they just refuse to reevaluate, those guys. United is doing it, but Dortmund isn't, and that's where the gap comes up.
Wow, what a long-winded way of answering that. इन्होंने number बोला उनको पसंद नहीं आया. Like that's all you literally said. I don't.
Well, it's now that you mentioned all those Deadwood players, I mean, it's quite shambolic that they have years on their contract left, and if United don't sign a deal with Pogba, United might have the unique distinction of letting Pogba go free twice.
But he'll come back the third time, no? At age
as manager.
Even more expensive.
Yeah, so I mean, leaving all that aside, at the game, what does it say of the team where the best player was Nemanja Matic?
Yeah, well, but what a historic achievement United have to score after the final whistle. It was truly path-breaking.
Is it the first time ever in the history of football that a match was won after the final whistle?
Has to be.
Probably. I mean, VAR is new, right? So it must not have happened before 2017 at least. Anyway.
Dude, so it has never happened last 3 years also. Why does it that United always get such things? Oh man. So right. Tej, do you like VAR? I don't know your opinion on it, given that United now can win the matches after the final whistle.
I feel, again, the technology is always there. If you use it properly, it's great. I mean, you cannot just stop and say it's grey, it's white and black. There has to be some kind of justification. I think that's the same thing which I think FA released right now, I mean, half an hour ago, is that they are saying that there will be more subjectivity to the VAR rulings. And that's what that is what would give it a better gameplay. People should have a subjective opinion to it and not just black and white.
All right. Talking about subjective opinions, Baru, Jimmy Vardy is amazing. Leicester whooped Manchester City as 5-2. And will Pep Guardiola be the first manager to be sacked this season?
No, man. I think it was just an off day for Baldy. And
Isn't Baldy having a lot of off days? They've lost 10 games out of their last 36 or something, whereas Liverpool have lost 10 games out of their last 126. So there's some crazy stat like that. So Baldy really is losing a lot of games.
Yeah, I think because of his
look at Yash smile. He's like, finally, everyone believes me.
I think for some reason, because of his focus on the one manager ahead of him, he is losing track. He's forgetting to, just take other games seriously. Liverpool is a single-minded
what are you saying
for him right now.
He loses to every manager who is representing Leicester. He's lost to all of Leicester's managers.
So that's what I'm saying, right? He's just so focused on how Liverpool play and how to counter that game that he's actually lost track of how others play. Did they win 3-0 against Liverpool or something last season? What was the end?
5-0.
5-0, wow.
But this was after
they
Liverpool
were just phoning in, dude.
This was after Liverpool won the league.
Yeah,
so,
precisely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so after the full-time whistle, basically.
So Yash, are you having this whole "I told you so"? He's not that good a manager happiness.
Though I had that long time ago. If you look at this result, Uh, I mean, broadly, the results of the weekend, what will it actually tell you is that the teams that went to Europe, which is Wolves, United, and City, are really struggling. I mean, a really, really bad West Ham team destroyed Wolves 4-0. They were in the Europa League with United, and they just played one game. But we have to remember that this was not like a midweek tournament, right? They had to go and play a tournament, so get ready separately. So I think City will bounce back for sure.
What nonsense. One more interesting stat before you come in on this is that, I just said Baldy lost 10 games of the last 36. I think Arteta left Manchester City 36 games ago. So, so do you think the real genius in that club is now actually at Arsenal, and the fraud that is Pep is like there back at
Yes,
Manchester?
I think a Twitter speculator would always say that. But to be honest, I agree with Yash. I know Man City will bounce back this year, and Guardiola will be the only person challenging Klopp at the top, and rest of the teams will be just trying to scuffle for the third and the fourth spot.
Man, I'm not too sure. I actually think City are going to do pretty bad this season. They may finish 4th or 5th. That will be so much fun. And talking of a team which will definitely finish out of top 4, is Chelsea.
So much confidence.
Yeah, pre-season there was so much optimism in this team, this club.
Why did you have optimism in this team?
There was so much optimism with all these new kids coming in, and all of them are worth more than half of their price. And God, now it's suddenly that I think what's his name? Ziyech still hasn't even come in, and everyone's still depressed, man. Saru, what is up?
Dude, when Ziyech came in, when last season was going on, he's been at the stadium. Abhi tak ek ball bhi he's not kicked. And he's already getting kicked. His manager will be fired.
One of the funniest comparisons that I've read about Hakim Ziyech is like Hakim Ziyech is the Wilfred Zaha of Europe. Every season he's linked to some big club, but he's already turned 27. This was when he just came into Chelsea, so he was stuck at Ajax for a long time. That was
he's 29 now then.
Who?
If he came into Chelsea at 27, he must be 29 by now. Oh, dude. Did you watch that game?
But I could not. But I was actually going to ask the smartest minds on this podcast about the defensive problems every single team is facing. Is the defensive problem apart from Liverpool, obviously, defenders and the whole defensive structure is so pathetic right now. What do people do now? I mean, where are the defenders?
The defenders, no, just score the goals then. I thought football always moves in cycles this way.
I think it's a directive from the top, man. Ultimately, they just want to ensure that they're providing entertainment to people during this whole pandemic and keep people happy.
Yeah, it is obvious. No, I mean, Chelsea bought Thiago Silva. He's 36 years old, and he's played only in French league for the last decade, right?
And made him the captain so that he's in the spotlight.
Yeah, and then kicked him out after 45 minutes.
Well, thank God they kicked him out. They could have been 6-3 or something.
I mean, I'm happy that they made it 3-3 and all, but it shouldn't have been 3-0 against West Brom. Literally. And do you know what happened to Marcus Alonso? Yash.
No. Please tell me.
He was substituted at halftime. And I think Kovacic was substituted. Kovacic चुपचाप आके बैठा और मैच देखा. Alonso decided to watch it from the team bus.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So Lampard basically is furious at him, and suddenly his Chelsea future is a doubt.
Lampard.
Okay.
Yeah, Lampard's future was in a doubt the minute they said we bid for Ziyech. He should have known 8 mahine baki hai. Oh, Yeah.
But you have who's going to play there? Chilwell is going to play there. I was wondering.
Oh yeah,
what is going to.
this Chilwell, Ziyech, and I'm sure they'll play Thiago Silva because Rudiger's future is supposedly in doubt.
Oh man,
It's like everyone's future at Chelsea is in doubt, other than N'Golo Kante. वो अकेला
We
भागता
have
रहता है.
extra defenders if anybody wants. Mustafi, everybody.
Dude, I mean, honestly speaking, I think for Premier League right now, Mustafi is a much better defender than Thiago Silva. No one's run towards Thiago Silva for 10 years. I don't understand why they got him. But anyway, the other results quickly. We just spoke about West Ham thrashing Wolves. That was such a surprise, man. Did you even expect that to happen?
No, we didn't. But I mean, unless David Boyes is a football genius, I think it's just the tiredness that got worse.
Oh.
There's a very slight remark from a United supporter.
I know. I mean, the audacity to actually talk about their manager is a PE teacher right now. And they have the gall to talk about other people. Baru, your favorite team, Fulham, lost 3-0 to Aston Villa. Why?
Fulham, my favorite team.
I don't know what
My favorite team already lost 4-0.
Oh, sorry. Who's this Fulham?
Hey, we forgot to mention that I picked Wolves as my promoted team. Sorry, West Brom as my promoted team, which did really well against Chelsea.
I know. So we bitched about Chelsea for so
I'm
long.
just reminding you of that, bro.
Slaven Bilic is the cool guy, man.
Yeah, of course.
All right. So let's look at the
Other results.
Screw the other results. Finally Leeds did not score 4 goals and concede 3 goals. So it seemed like a proper win with Patrick Bamford scoring. But let's look at this weekend. So Tej, let's start off with you. Arsenal play Sheffield United. That has to be an Arsenal win, no? Sheffield's defense sucks after Dean Henderson left.
Definitely. I think now that, it's a Sheffield team, starts, he creates more. There's more progression of the ball towards from the back. And yeah, we beat them very easily.
Okay. Yes, Manchester United play Tottenham. That has to be a win for the weekend.
Absolutely. It's going to be... I mean, at least it's going to be entertainment off the pitch, no matter what happens on it.
Dude, you and I live for entertainment only off the pitch. I don't think we watch as much football.
Yeah,
I watch more watch-alongs than the match, actually. All right.
Alongside the pitch also with Jose losing his shit.
No, I don't know if he's going to lose his shit, dude. He seems all right. I mean, I think even he's feeling the financial effects of coronavirus. He said, I'm not going to speak anything. If I want to give money, I will just give it to a charity, but not to FA. So I don't want to speak about referees. I mean, that's how restrained the man is. All right. Baru, let me just pick a game for you as the game for the weekend. Pep Guardiola is staring at his consecutive loss because Leeds play Manchester City. So there are 2 scenarios here. Will Leeds lose 4-0 against City, and then Pep will come and say, Bielsa came to my dressing room and said, this is how your team plays. You know so much more about my team than I do. Is that going to be one of the angles, or will Leeds actually thrash City like 5-2 again?
I think it's going to be the same Liverpool result that we saw. They'll end up scoring goals, but City will outscore them.
Oh, that is just sad. But yes, do you know that story?
Post-match reviews with Bielsa, or the one-on-one session that he'll unlock, that's a different thing. But
man, what is this Hawa about this manager, dude? I don't get it. Like his team lost 3-0 to Barcelona, and Pep is saying that this guy came and told me so much about my team that even I didn't know. It's like, why?
But it's okay, no? Barcelona had Xavi, Iniesta, and Messi, so whatever, dude.
There's really nothing much you can say, no? Just lose and go back gracefully. Why are you telling Pep Guardiola what's the missing in his team?
I don't know, man. He seems like an old shaman type fellow, and Pep was very young and impressionable at that point of time. It was like, I don't know, some Karate Kid version of things happening.
Is Pep the Cobra Kai?
Yeah, dude, Pep is Cobra. No, but Cobra Kai is cool now. Now that I saw the series, so Pep is like whatever, Mr. Miyagi.
Oh God, yeah. Pep is Mr. Miyagi, dude. He's annoying as. All right, Tej. So finally, I don't know when you're coming back on the podcast, but do you think Arsenal will finish
again?
Abe, I can call you every week. You're more prompt than Tanuj Baru, so that's not. Do you think Arsenal will finish in top 4 this season?
Yes, they will definitely.
Whatever. Okay, guys. Nice talking.
Oh God, Alcantara has COVID.
That's great.
COVID-19.
But who gave
Diego
it to him?
Alcantara.
Who gave it to him?
Who knows it? Maybe that's why they're not playing him, dude.
Or he did all his passes for the season in that 145 minutes against Chelsea. And they said ki bahut ho gaya. All right.
Did the entire team get tested positive or something?
That's Leyton Orient. Tottenham paid for their test and they found that the entire team had COVID.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that was the whatever, man. They must have said, just say everyone has COVID, we don't want to play this game. That must have been the condition for the test.
How have we not discussed Everton, by the way?
We've already discussed it 2 weeks ago, dude. And the point, I'll tell you why. Because they will lose next game and the game after that, and suddenly they are no more the title contenders.
That's what I wanted to say. That they're not title contenders at all.
Let them at least.
God.
If they're in top 3 after 15 games, then we know there's something is real here.
Let them escape relegation first.
Delete. All right. On the note of deleting and deletongs, Saru, adios.
Later.
Yash, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And Tej, thanks a lot for coming in. And since you said you'll come back next week when we call you, so I will definitely call you very soon then.
Definitely, boys.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Are you looking for India's most awesome cricket podcast? Are you now tired of listening to the same old guys drone on about cricket everywhere? Edges and Sledges is a weekly cricket podcast hosted by 3 fans of the game, Varun, DJ, and myself, Ashwin. It was established in early 2018, has over 60 episodes now, and is of course now proud to be on the IVM Podcast Network. Each week, we get together from 3 different time zones, the USA, the UK, and Singapore, and we talk about things from the world of cricket, with a focus on Indian cricket. We often interview special guests from all around the world, including former cricketers and cricket media personalities. So check out Edges and Sledges, the cricket podcast, now on the IVM network.
Did I just catch you on your way to work? Or did you end up pulling an all-nighter? Let me guess. You have a packed schedule for the day, the week, and probably the month and the year. That's a lot for your mind to handle, don't you think? This buzzing chaos also brings tons of negative thoughts. Am I right? Try spinning that bottle in a positive direction with me, Chetna, on the Positively Unlimited podcast, every Monday on IBM Podcasts. It's time to change your life one alphabet at a time.